Hey guys, today I'm doing the Maze Runner book tag. And yes, these are real freaking knives and they're really sharp. I shouldn't have done that. Moving on. So I'm going to put these down and get right to the tag. This tag was created by Little Blue Bookworm and I'll leave her video linked in the description box below if you want to go check that out. In this tag, you're basically comparing some of the Maze Runner characters to some other characters from other book series. The first character is Thomas, a character who is likely to charge into danger without thinking of the consequences. Now this really is any main character from a book series, but I felt like all of the other books I read, the main character actually had a reason for doing what they were doing. Either they were trying to get out of a bad situation, or it was like a this or that. Either you can do this and save your life, or you can do this and potentially die. So even though they didn't have any planning behind what they were doing, and they really didn't think of the consequences, it's like they really didn't have a choice. The only character I could think of that makes stupid, dangerous decisions without thinking of the consequences was Bella Swan from Twilight. This girl made some of the stupidest bonehead decisions and gets without thinking of the consequences for not only her, but her father. I mean, I really don't think she thought about anyone but Edward while she was doing half the stupid stuff that she was doing. I would have held up New Moon where most of her stupid decision making happened, but I did not want to climb up my shelf to get it, so I'm holding up Twilight. Well, first off, she runs after Edward, who is a vampire and she has no possible chance of catching, and gets lost in the woods. And then she decides that she's going to make friends with Jacob to get these dirt bikes fixed when she doesn't know how to ride a dirt bike. And then she decides, hey, let's jump off this cliff with all the pointy rocks at the bottom in freezing cold water. And I'm not saying I hate the books, because I don't. I enjoyed reading the books. I enjoyed the hosts a lot more. But it's just Bella as a character was so stupid with the decisions she made. She was a really frustrating character. Character 2, Newt, the character who takes the parental role in the group. This was a pretty easy decision for me. Julian from Lady Midnight. For those of you who have read the book, you know why Julian would play the parental role in the group. For those of you who haven't, go read the book, because I don't want to spoil you for anything. Let's just say that Julian is very grown up and he takes charge over his younger siblings. He takes care of them, he cooks for them, he helps teach them. He's essentially their dad, only a lot younger. So I couldn't think of anyone more perfect to play the parental role than Julian. Character 3, Galley, a character who is desperately trying to gain control. This is the one that gave me the most trouble, because I was like, are they trying to gain control themselves, or are they trying to get in control of the situation? But I eventually went with Juliet from the Shatter Me series. More specifically, Ignite Me. Because in this book, Juliet is trying to gain control of her powers, but she's also trying to gain control of the corrupt government that is enslaving everyone. Which she does end up gaining control of her powers, but we don't get to see if she totally gains control of the corrupt government. She has plans to in the end, but we never really get to see that. Character 4, Chuck, the baby of the group. I sadly couldn't think of anyone I would consider a baby of the group, because I didn't really want to use books from the same series, so I decided to go with a manga series I love, Hinata from Haikyuu. I don't think he's necessarily the youngest, so he's not like the baby, but he's the shortest and he's the most energetic and childlike of the group, so yeah, Hinata would definitely be the baby of the group. Character 5, Minhon, a side character that tends to be overlooked but is very important to the story. For me, this was a no-brainer. Nico from the Percy Jackson The Heroes of Olympus series. Half the stuff that happened throughout the series wouldn't have happened as smoothly without him. Especially in this book, him befriending Bob essentially saved Annabeth and Percy's life. I just love Nico so much, and I feel like a lot of people just overlook him or they don't like him because he's so moody. And truthfully, who wouldn't be moody being the child of Hades? I mean, there's a lot there to be moody about. Although if I had to choose between the gods, I would either want to be a child of Poseidon or a child of Hades. Poseidon because I love water. Hades because I think it would be awesome to be a child of Hades. And shadow traveling. Who would not love to shadow travel? Character 6, Albie, a character that has always been there but slowly gets pushed to the side. For this, I went with Gale from the Hunger Games because he was a big part of Katniss's life in the backstory and in the beginning of this book, but he slowly eases out of importance like halfway through this book and into the other books. And even though it's been a while before I've read this series, like I seriously need to reread this series. I do feel like he's one of the few characters that we thought would be a main character and just got slowly pushed to the background in favor of another leading male protagonist. I would say more, but like I said, I really do need to reread this series. 7. Fellow Gladers. Who do you tag? This is really kind of an oldish tag, so I'm just going to tag everyone who has a YouTube channel that has read The Maze Runner. Well, now that that tag's done, I'm going to go play with my very, very sharp knives. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I should not be handling sharp objects.